Oh, what is that?
That's what I wanted. Make him mad.
He looks like he's dying again.
There's no like night vision goggles I got, no flashlight, no nothing.
Hi, my name is Mercy Hasselblad. I'm a wildlife photographer.
My name is Corey Kennedy, and I'm a wildlife photographer.
Wildlife photography is basically going out in nature, getting dirty, and waiting for the right animal to come along.
When you work with wildlife, it's really just knowing that they're wild animals, but also being prepared as much as you can.
I love being out and capturing them in the beauty that I see and being able to show that to other people.
I'm hoping I do pretty well.
Whoa, they're right there.
Yeah, none of these Pokemon are any Pokemon, I know. Bringing back so many feels though.
The animals are a lot closer than they usually are, and you see them right away, which never happens when you're photographing in the wild.
Moving is gonna be really hard just to get an authentic look, just because you really want to try and stay still. You want them to come to you.
Ooh, a little thing came out. Hello. The butterfly came right next to me.
I want to wake these guys up as bad as I can. Just get something moving. There we go. Look at me, baby. Look at me.
Always make sure when you photograph in the wild, remember to look behind you, because sometimes things happen behind you, and if you're not looking, it's like a scary movie.
That's got to be like a pincer, and that was like always one of my favorite Pokemon. Trying to lure them out is usually what you want to do, right? If I post up in a certain spot, I'm just going to sit there, have something coming by, and usually I want to work with like a guide or somebody who's going to know the best places, who's a little bit more local.
Normally, when there's lots of animals around, I don't look at my photos until I am done. And then in the intermission, I'll look at my photos.
What I try and do, especially when taking photos, I don't like to have centered stuff like this. I like to be a little bit lower, especially down in the, say, the grass or anywhere where I'd actually be seeing them, just so I can get more of like that authentic, on location sort of shot with them.
Got a good one of that. Wormpole, whatever his name is. Hello, fishy, don't die on me. He looks like he's dying again. The little duckies are concerned.
If I could stop right here, I would have stopped right here and just sort of waited until he turned around, try and got his attention. You can get that nice frame up.
The thing about photographing nature for me is that once you get a good picture of something, unless you see a picture that would beat that picture, I don't ever need to take it again.
Especially when it comes to birds and animals that are sort of predators. You want to have some bait out there to try and draw them in and sort of have like some camouflage, and that's what usually draws them in for that perfect portrait shot.
Ooh, this is pretty. There's a buffalo with a wreath in its hair. I'm gonna try to get its head up. We always gravitate towards photos where we can see a being's eyes though.
Right there. I want the person, when they see the photo, for their eyes to sort of just naturally lead on to a certain spot. I did not know there was a memory. Is there any way I can format real quick? Because normally you'd want a much larger memory card for this kind of stuff. There we go, last second, there we go, that's the shot.
So right now I'm selecting this one. I wish the butterfly had been a little bit further up into the corner so we could get some nice rule of thirds, or his wings had been expanded a little bit more. But I can see the butterfly's body, and I can see most of the wings, and I can see some nice topography in the background. The stream coming through is nice.
So I think one of my favorite ones definitely was like probably one of the hoots over here. I know it's not going to be the best because it's going to be kind of hard to see, but if I had different settings or anything like that, I'd really enjoy something like this if I could frame it up a little bit more and sort of have the eyes of the viewer go down to where his eyes are.
I like this one. It's a nice strong pose for the bouffalon, and he's framed nicely by the sign on one side and the rock on the other. He's right in between. I like the mountains in the background. The horizon line falls right along the rule of thirds, and his feet kind of fall along the lower rule of thirds, which is nice.
Now one of the bigger ones that definitely turned out pretty well, I would say, was some of these over here of the tortoras. I like something like this because I forgot the name of it. Basically, it's a mathematical term where basically it spirals down and you want the center of the attention on the bottom third of the photo.
I like this one because they're both looking at me and they're cute. It's very symmetrical. They both look like they're smiling. This was the first good picture that I liked of this guy. I like how he's like turned towards the camera like 3/4. You can kind of see the horn a little bit, and he's climbing up on the tree, which I think is really cute.
So I'm gonna go ahead and actually choose this one just because he's one of my favorite Pokemon. I always loved him. It's not framed the right way as far as what I want. I'd actually go vertical. If I could have twisted it up, I'd be able to get everything framed the way I need to, especially with him zoomed in like that.
This one's an interesting picture. It's not necessarily like a kid-friendly picture, but it's an interesting picture because it's like the little ducklings watching the fish struggle. New record! I like that picture. I would be proud of that picture if it was a real buffalo or whatever.
I was surprised this guy didn't want to move whatsoever. Had he moved, I would have loved like a charging shot even. Any animal can just be there sleeping, having fun. But when you get them about to strike or something like that, standing on their hind legs, like that's the cool stuff that I love. We'll keep that one. We got the 2 gold stars.
Cute, new record because of the size of the Pokemon. Has nice strong lines, is what I would have said.
If this one, I would have twisted it just a little bit, so that way the aspect ratio was going more towards ending where his face is, the one in the back. That way, if I could have gotten his eyes open, even if it were just looking towards me a little bit, that would have been amazing.
I got a gold star! I'm such a good photographer. Well, if photographing wildlife was this easy, I think more people would do it.
And the fact that I was able to really play this and sort of see how it translates, you know, the skills that I have from wildlife and just regular photography into this, I know everybody's gonna love it.